Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between CrunCher and KiWiKaKi. Alright, two of the biggest names in North America for WarCraft 3. The third name missing from that list is Hitman, obviously. But we'll see what these two players bring to the table. We have KiWiKaKi spawning as the red orc player over here on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the bottom right, we have CrunCher spawning as the yellow human versus orc in this 1v1 matchup here. And whenever I see KiWiKaKi, always want to say root KiWiKaKi. I'm not even quite sure why I want to say root KiWiKaKi. Anyways, let's go ahead and start to break things down in this game. CrunCher opening up with a pretty standard Altar of Kings. There is a barracks off on the other side. KiWiKaKi opening up Altar of Storms with a War Mill. Barracks should go alongside here, and then we will be transitioning into Headhunters. Pretty standard play as well. Farseer Headhunters going up against Human Archmage Footman early on. It really will boil down to that second hero. Are we going to see the Tauren Chieftain or that Shadow Hunter? Tauren Chieftain has been more popular as of late, and meanwhile, Archmage, is he going to get coupled with a Mountain King or a Blood Mage? Blood Mage has been a very strong anti-hero, not anti-hero in the sense of a hero who doesn't want to be a hero, anti-hero as the hero that is used to shut down other heroes, almost like an anti-mage, but then that would be a demon hunter. Anyways, coming back around, we're looking at KiWiKaKi now making its way back down. Footman putting in quite a bit of pressure onto the peon here as it tries to retreat around Forest Troll, Warlord, and a Mercenary Camp. Meanwhile, Archmage versus Farseer as both sides just opting to... CrunCher opting to do a little bit of creeping. Meanwhile, KiWiKaKi, since he is delayed in getting Headhunters out onto the battlefield, is going to instead try and put some pressure down, and this is going to give CrunCher a bit of time to clear up some creep camps, pick up a bit of experience, and perhaps translate that into some sort of lead. All right, coming back through, Farseer coming back around here. There are some Spirit Wolves, quickly sees that there's two Spirit Wolves, and well, in comes that pressure already. A little bit of damage trying to get added back up. Spirit Wolves, where are they trying to run off to? Are they just going to end up being resummoned here, as only one Spirit Wolf has even a decent amount of hit points? Going to quickly be resummoned, as the Farseer was just hoping to rack up just a bit of damage. No Arcane Tower to be spotted. Tech to Tier 2 already started on both sides, as we are seeing a lack of units coming in from KiWiKaKi. One Headhunter joining in on the battlefield. The ranged lightning ball from that Farseer able to start poking away, and well, CrunCher saying, you know what, I don't have time for your harassment, let me go ahead and get up to level 2, and then if I can translate that level 2 into Brilliance Aura, that will give me a bit of an advantage, as I'm also dealing a little bit more damage as well. All right, level 3 armor, Archmage actually a little bit weaker. Sentry wards now being placed down. Units are trying to fall back here. Footman trying to put pressure onto the Headhunter and that Farseer, as you're looking at some Spirit Wolves going after the Archmage here. All right, Archmage going to try and double back around. This Water Elemental extremely low on hit points, could end up getting taken down. Footman, well, trying to rack up damage onto the Spirit Wolves as it gets taken down here. All right, more damage added back up. Water Elemental dropping on Archmage here. We're looking at this Water Elemental down to 85 hit points, still able to stick around. You do not want this Water Elemental to accidentally feed experience to that Farseer, who hasn't killed any units as of yet. Units are all retreating back now. Water Elemental down to 88 hit points, could actually be purposely left behind as the time life was coming to an end to rack up a bit more damage. Footman coming back off to the north here. Archmage is ready and in position. Farseer is in position right there. Water Elemental putting in pressure. Footman trying to go after all of these Headhunters once more, as the Archmage doubles back around. We do not see defend as of yet onto those. No, do we see defend? No defend on those Footmen as they're chasing after all of those units. Farseer still putting in quite a bit of pressure, and the number of Headhunters is starting to become a problem. They're able to move and then attack with a single volley and then deal quite a bit of damage, even though it is just piercing damage here, and they're starting to rack it up. Footman unable to catch up to that damage. Beautiful stutter stepping micro coming in from KiWiKaKi to get that damage through. Footmen now do have defend, able to chase after all of those units, but chasing with defend up is just not going to work out all that well as the units are continuing to retreat back. Lumber Mills getting added in, Arcane Vault getting added in, as well as the Footmen, while trying to chase after the Farseer here and defend on the Footmen, just not working out all that well. You can see, because of that slower movement speed, that it is not working, and we are looking now instead of Brewmaster. I forgot Brewmaster as the second hero to try and counter against all of those early headhunters. Archmage down to 64 hit points, could have a little bit of problems, down to 48 hit points, double turns back around, down to 30 hit points, down to 12. This could be a problem as the Archmage is still coming, or Farseer is still chasing after that Archmage. Archmage can, in fact, pick up a potion of healing, as he is obviously at tier 2 CrunCher with that Panda and with that Breath of Fire. Shadowhunter going to be the secondary hero here in this instance, getting some healing wave and some perhaps some hexes down, catching some unsuspecting units. Panda wants to get some Breaths of Fire across all of those headhunters before they upgrade to Berserkers, as well there's only 375 hit points right there. And the Brewmaster, once it gets up to level 2, Breath of Fire really starts adding up and is winning a war of attrition against those headhunters, as those headhunters start to get blown over bit by bit. Footman with Defend right there. Panda trying to lead the charge as the headhunters are all trying to retreat back here once more. Archmage, tries to get a finishing blow there as the Shadowhunter joins in on the fight. Panda still with plenty of mana, as the Archmage still sitting at level 2. And this is an interesting game here. We are 6 minutes into this game, and there are a majority of level 1 heroes out on the map. Only the level 2 Archmage has gotten that leveled up from creeping earlier on, is doing anything here. Meanwhile, priests are out here onto the battlefield, and they're going to be able to heal back up more damage than those level 1 Spirit Wolves are going to be able to deal. Panda still threatening another big Breath of Fire across some starting to be low hit point headhunters if, KiWiKaKi is not careful. Coming through, Archmage continuing to try and drop in more. Could try and place down a Sentry Ward. That would actually make the most sense to see what exactly KiWiKaKi is doing here, and now putting in that pressure. Sasquatch coming across. Panda going to try to line up. Yes, gets a Breath of Fire off, but is still quite a bit on cooldown, as we see ensnares go down across the board. A quick Hex onto, what is that? I can't quite tell. There goes a Footman, as the Panda is still in that front line spot. Could try and get in some more Breaths of Fire. There goes a quick Hex onto the Panda. Panda could be in trouble. Spirit Wolf gets taken down. There, we need to see more heals on the Brewmaster, as the Brewmaster constantly getting healed back up, and now going to try and perhaps line up another Breath of Fire here. That was a good lineup for Breath of Fire, but the Panda was low on hit points after that initial engagement, after getting hexed here, as the Sasquatch could get taken down. There goes a Breath of Fire off, and then the the Farseer now being forced to retreat back. Sasquatch very low on hit points, and who's going to be able to get that experience right there, as that low hit point Sasquatch is still trying to do another fight. There's a big Breath of Fire. Another Hex goes down. Archmage trying to top off the Brewmaster's mana again and again, as we are seeing the Forestral High Priest really get in a bunch of heals. Who gets the experience? Brewmaster picks up the Ring of Regeneration, which will help out. Tome of Agility also being left behind here, as the Militia come up from behind, finishing off the remaining Forestral Trappers and units. Panda still shy of level 2, but does have enough mana for a Breath of Fire. Tome of Agility being left behind here. Archmage very close to level 3, and may try and do exactly that against this Rock Golem creep camp. CrunCher is in a great spot, level 3, level 2 on his heroes after this creep camp. Meanwhile, KiWiKaKi may be able to get to level 2, but it's still in a game of catch-up. CrunCher going to be setting up this expansion with no problems, at least for the foreseeable future, as KiWiKaKi needs to go back and retreat. Brewmaster now regenerating 3 hit points a second between the Healthstone, Ring of Regeneration, not even accounting for the fact that he is a strength-based hero. And now look at that Brewmaster regenerating those hit points, and then on top of that, the Priest heal, War of Attrition on that Brewmaster. That damage may not actually be able to stick to that Brewmaster, as he's going to be healing up so quickly and easily. All right, quick Hex onto the Forest Troll Shadow Priest without Inner Fire, without all of that, with all of that healing. Well, damage just doesn't stick to all of the remaining units, as the Berserkers are out here on the battlefield with faster attack speed, or an average attack speed now. and finishing off this Forest Troll High Priest here. Tome of Intelligence here. We're looking at the Farseer and Shadowhunter. No tiny Great Hall. Instead, gonna walk over and build it the old-fashioned way as the Brewmaster now makes its way down, bringing in a Potion of Invulnerability and also a Scroll of Healing. CrunCher is in a great spot, 50 over 60 supply. Tauren Chieftain, however, the third and final hero, and adding in a third hero may be exactly what KiWiKaKi needs to get back into this fight. Level 1 Tauren Chieftain still has a big impact. Shadowhunter is already sitting at level 2, nearing level 3. And is this a tempo play by KiWiKaKi? Opting to go for a Farseer first, but not really level it up. Shadowhunter now getting very close to level 3. And with level 3 on the Shadowhunter, we could be looking at level 2 healing wave. And now being able to keep that front line alive and well longer. All right. It looks as though a tiny Great Hall was in fact used. Archmage now being brought back over. We're looking at a couple of Berserkers trying to join in onto the fight here, getting slowed down to 300 hit points, down to 271, as the main army could be making their way back down to the south here. Panda going to try and line up a Breath of Fire. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units, gets in a stomp, hitting down some of those footmen. Footmen now with the Fed, and Chain Lightning going to bounce around and now start attacking some of those units as we see, well, a Healing Ward being placed down as well. That's quickly trying to get counteracted as the Panda still tries to get in some more breaths of fire. More and more damage getting racked up here. Scroll of Speed trying to go after all of those. That back line. Brewmaster still has plenty of mana to go. Is going to be able to blow over any of these units, getting in some more damage here. Healing Wave bouncing around as well as the Tauren Chieftain now low on mana. Panda continuing the fight here, but Panda too far away from the Archmage to benefit from that Brilliance Aura. So it's maybe end up being low on mana here in a moment. Meanwhile, Archmage finding himself completely separated from the rest of the army. 59 supply compared to 55 as we're looking at this fight. There goes another Breath of Fire. Healing Ward being placed in a nice location in the very far back, healing up one of the Spellbreakers there, finally getting that caught down. All right, we could be, Scroll of Healing has been used. Are we going to be looking at more fighting getting underway? Spellbreakers going after some of those Farseers and perhaps some of those other units, as mana is now low across the board, but without a way of being able to pick off fleeing units. No Stormbolt, and the mana on all of those sorceresses completely dry or dispelled by KiWiKaKi. Not going to work out well. Panda now trying to rack up a little bit more mana. Plenty of healing going on here. Archmage going to turn back around, try and perhaps draw a line in the sand, try to do a little bit of a fight. Tauren Chieftain is in that position. Panda gets off a Breath of Fire, as we could be looking at all of the sorceresses hiding behind here, just well protected away from all of the Berserkers. Getting in a little bit of damage here across the board. Spellbreakers trying to retreat back, and there you go, a tactical retreat to try and regroup. KiWiKaKi sitting at level 3, level 2 compared to 2 level 3s. No tech to tier 3 as of yet. This is still mass tier 2, and CrunCher is hoping to win this game out here and now try and build up a definitive lead and advantage. Often on the YouTube comments, I hear players, or I hear comments about how come they didn't go to tier 3, or it would have been better if they had this particular unit. Well, their strategy going into the game, it looks like CrunCher's strategy is try and press hard at tier 2 and take away any advantage and have a larger tier 2 army before that tier 3 army can really take hold. Panda leaving behind Tome of Intelligence, unfortunately, as the Panda does need plenty of mana. He's counteracting that with a Potion of Greater Mana and a Potion of Mana here, and should be able to blow over a couple of units pretty quickly. Meanwhile, more peasants or peons are going to get trained up here. KiWiKaKi really wants this expansion to start paying for itself. Does have an Orc Burrow to try and hide some of those peons, as well as the Panda now making its way over. May be able to get off a Breath of Fire here before they jump all inside. Yep, there's that Breath of Fire. A couple of peons going to get taken down pretty fast. Burrow now suffering quite a bit of damage. No fortified armor. And where's that Scroll of Town Portal going to land? That is the question. That Scroll of Town Portal landing all the way in the back. Spellbreakers are already in the front. Tauren are in the front as well, and we could get some resurrection going on. All right, Brewmaster, are we going to have level 2 Drunken Haze? Yes, we are. Level 2 Drunken Haze could be going in. Panda actually attacking the Great Hall, not having enough range. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units. Healing Wave to counteract that Breath of Fire, but the damage over time is still racking up. All right, Brewmaster continuing to put in more pressure here. Are we going to see more damage as the Spellbreaker is able to back away? Are we going to see another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units? Yes, and all of those targets are missing quite a bit of damage. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being used, coupled with healing, coupled with all of the additional regeneration. The Panda should have plenty of mana as we see the Taurens now getting resurrected. All right, we need to see another Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across multiple units, and the KiWiKaKi's mana is starting to run low. However, the Spellbreakers are unable to attack the Shadowhunter, and the Shadowhunter is coming packing with a bunch of mana items as well. All right, Brewmaster seeing that level 4 Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 3. There's another Breath of Fire across multiple units, and this fight inside this very, very tight corridor, just absolutely interesting. Brewmaster used a potion or the Health Stone to gain a little bit of additional hit points as he's still able to fight around right now. There's a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Scroll of Healing, or Scroll of Speed to try and create a little bit of separation as the Taurens are still continuing to push in on this battle here. All right, little bit of damage here. Panda still has enough mana for another potion of mana. There's another Breath of Fire, still racking up more and more damage onto all of those units as we can see that the Berserkers are starting to get low on hit points. Panda still has enough mana to go for another Breath of Fire across multiple units. There's another Breath of Fire. However, Healing Wave from the Shadowhunter able to counteract that enough. Another Tauren gets taken down. It could get back up again. There's nothing going to keep him down as the Spirit Walker still has full mana, is still ready to go and ready for that next fight. All right, Spirit Link getting casted up, and there is a Spirit Walker getting propped up. That is not the Spirit Walker perhaps he wanted, though, as the Archmage going to try and retreat back. Panda gets taken down. Level 3 on the Farseer. Are we going to see a resurrection? I believe that is a Tauren body right there. KiWiKaKi needs to resurrect a couple of these Tauren if he wants to keep them around. How much is the cost of is it 400? Is that how much it costs to try and constantly just resurrect these units? Accidentally scrolled in. All right, great move by CrunCher to get inside the base. Yeah, great positioning. I cannot reset the zoom. My apologies. Really wish there was a way to do that. I don't know if the map maker guys can do anything about it. There is that Tauren now back out onto the battlefield. I believe there is no more here. 2-0 upgrades for range upgrades here as the Spellbreakers are already back ready to join in. Tauren is back here onto the battle. Are we going to see a pulverize? Yes, we are, as the units are now trying to pull back here. All right, there goes a Breath of Fire, but really this is not a good spot to be in. Farseer could be in a lot of trouble. Farseer quickly getting surrounded, gonna easily get taken down. The Healing Wave right there, Potion of Healing getting transferred. How was he able to break free from that spot? Especially with full mana, the Spellbreakers could have absolutely just torn that apart. The Farseer was at full mana. That would have been a big setback indeed. 73 supply compared to 74. CrunCher was in a great spot throughout that fight, but the value of the Spirit Walkers constantly resurrecting Tauren finally took root as the Tauren are able to deal so much damage against all of those Spellbreakers. All right, making their way down to the south. Archmage and Panda looking to finish off this Ogre Lord pretty easily, able to take that down. Archmage going to pick up Claws of Attack plus 12. Griffins are now in the air. We are at tier 3, but I do not see a Mountain King as a third hero as of yet, as we're going to go into an engagement here. Griffins are going to be ready to line things up. There's a Breath of Fire to rack up a little bit of damage. Last Forestral High Priest gets taken down. Tauren Chieftain going to pick up that Tome of Strength and, well, add in a little bit more damage as well. Off to the north here, it looked as though there was that was going to try and clear things up. Brewmaster and Archmage desperately want to clear as many creep camps, get up to level 5 as possible. Bloodlust stolen by the Spellbreakers, as we're going to be looking at more damage adding on here. All right, Ogre Lord Spellbreakers are all in position. Where is that bit of damage? You can see that the Griffins trying to add in more damage there. There's Breath of Fire. Forest Troll Berserkers are all in position, and it looks as though KiWiKaKi is going to be late to the party once more as the Archmage and the Brewmaster pick up all of the powerful items and could get to level 5 here. That is going to be a big double level up. Brewmaster now sitting at level 5 with level 3 Breath of Fire and level 3 Water Elementals, and that is going to be a big play indeed. Now, not level 3 Brilliant Aura, as we've seen sometimes. Tauren Chieftain now trying to come back the other side. Spellbreakers and Berserkers trying to line up into position here, and this is going to be the fight. Brewmaster does have Inner Fire. All right, Tauren Chieftain, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across. Nope, no Breath of Fire right there. As the Drunken Haze comes to an end, Breath of Fire does go down, but the Drunken Haze had already come to an end right there. Griffins, you now need to turn back around. Tauren's now trying to lead the charge here. Tauren Chieftain now gets in a stomp, and hits many of the sorceresses. Panda now continuing that more damage. There's another Breath of Fire. Griffins need to turn back around, add in more damage again and again. Perhaps take down some of those Taurens that are just leading the charge here. Water Elementals trying to go in as we see them getting blasted into a puddle. There's another Breath of Fire trying to rack up more damage. Brewmaster does have a potion of invulnerability. Is he going to use it? Yes, he does. Going to turn back around. No Breath of Fire. Healing Wave still bouncing around across multiple targets. Panda trying to line up another Drunken Haze Breath of Fire, trying to get damage onto the Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter could be in trouble. He gets taken down. Shadowhunter is now down, but there's not enough mana on the Brewmaster to really try and capitalize that the unit is now down here. Meanwhile, the Berserkers are trying to lead the charge, go up against all of the Griffins. The Taurens are actually all pretty much slowed. Panda needs to get mana onto all of those and get damage onto all of those Berserkers. 170 damage per each round of those attacks now as the Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 4 with level 2 Endurance Aura. Panda continuing the fight here. Ring of Regeneration really regenerating another round of Breath of Fire, and Drunken Haze racking up damage again and again. The Berserkers are down to 5 hit points. Chain Lightning now bouncing around as plenty of those units are still fighting around here. Tome of Agility going to get picked up as we see a Breath of Fire departing, taking down a handful of units again. 73 supply compared to 74. Both sides running up on one base their expansion. CrunCher had his expansion a little bit longer, I believe, so he is lower on gold. Panda is sitting at 5 and almost 5.5. Archmage almost sitting at 5.5. Shadowhunter is out getting resurrected at the tavern. So a resurrection at the tavern, that is an expensive resurrection and, well, lower on mana. Going to need to use another charge for Healing Salve as we're looking at the Archmage make its way out across the map here. Scrolls of Healing, Potions of Lesser Invulnerability could be picked up. Dual Potions of Mana, a Potion of Healing, already, was that used? Yes, that was used right there. Water Elemental being dropped as well as CrunCher trying to close the door here, summoning a Water Elemental away from the fight. All right, Orc Burrow, now with improved fortified armor, able to take quite a bit more damage as the Chain Lightning now jumps across multiple units here. All right, the Griffins able to absorb a bit of damage. Inner Fire, Tauren Chieftain going to try and launch a stomp. Does get the Archmage and some of the casters in that frontline position. Panda needs to get a Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across multiple units, but hits the Tauren Chieftain instead of that backline units here. Four Tauren in that front, in addition to the Chieftain, as another priest gets taken down. Spellbreakers need to get healed back up as the Griffins, well, if they're able to Storm Bolt down a Tauren, they would be able to then focus down it pretty quickly as more heals are still coming across. No, there is Spirit Link, so that is the reason why the Taurens are not, well, absolutely melting at the hands of the Griffins yet. Level 5, continuing the fight back up. Archmage continuing the fight here. Panda going to push off to the north, trying to rack up more damage. Is the Drunken Haze Breath of Fire? Yes, goes across multiple units. But yes, there is that damage over time as we see a quick dispel there. More Taurens continuing to retreat back. That damage is starting to really take a big toll. Another Breath of Fire. No, not even a Drunken Haze there as the Panda getting back close, trying to use more of that Brilliance Aura and get more of that mana once again. All right. Coming back through, we are looking no additional expansions being established anywhere. Only green creep camps and one orange creep camp left. KiWiKaKi, if he could somehow buy a little bit of time to clear out expansions or clear out those green creep camps, he could try and get a level up here. Peon quickly going to get taken down. Griffins now, well, still in the air, and we are looking at 2-0 upgrades for KiWiKaKi. CrunCher now trying to make his way, perhaps position off to the side here. Panda going to get into position. Archmage, Water Elementals going to dive on in. Spellbreaker is going to continue to chase on in here as the Tauren Chieftain now backs away. There goes a Pulverize onto a Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker trying to retreat back. Not going to be able to do exactly that as the Panda gets off another Breath of Fire, but does not take down any of those units. Spirit Link, such a difficult ability to overcome. Tauren Chieftain missing with that foot stomp as the Tauren Chieftain now leads the charge once again. Spellbreakers trying to come back the other way. Another Drunken Haze, another Breath of Fire. Tauren getting resurrected back out onto the battlefield. Brewmaster now low on mana, could be in a little bit of trouble. Griffins looking to finish off some more of those units and going to be able to finish off another Tauren right there as the battle's still raging through. Taurens continuing to battle it up, taking down each of those Tauren as they get back up again. The Panda could try and get in a little bit more, and we've seen multiple Taurens just constantly get taken down. There goes another one. That experience is going to start to add up more and more, as well as we're going to see another Tauren get taken down. So multiple Tauren, Spirit Walkers, and Tauren Chieftain could also be in trouble, but they just constantly get picked back up. And now we see Polymorph being used to try and counteract all of those units, as well as they try to dive in just a bit too much. Panda sitting at level 5, getting very close to level 6. Archmage also getting very close to level 6 as well. There's a Breath of Fire. Oh, and well, the Tauren was able to stay alive. Chain Lightning bouncing around once again. More heals are going to be necessary as we're looking at 65 supply compared to 63. Archmage just shy of level 5. Brewmaster just shy of level 6, trying to get a little bit more mana going here once again. Panda, is it going to be able to get off a big Breath of Fire across any of those units? That is the question. And yes, get to level 6 off of the Breath of Fire. The Tauren thought he was far enough away, but no, he was not. He got blown over once more, giving level 6 to the Panda, who was close enough. Archmage didn't gain any experience as he was too far away from the action. He probably wanted level 6 as well. All right. Tauren Chieftain still continuing to retreat back. The units are still fighting every which way. Griffins trying to find decent targets, as the Panda does have Earth, Storm, and Fire and is just simply waiting to get the mana high enough once again. All right, Panda, there's a Breath of Fire across multiple units. Archmage now has perhaps, what is he going to go for? Yes, Mass Teleport. Tauren Chieftain is going to try and stomp it away. No, Hexed. And now that is the problem. Hexed right there. Panda could be in trouble. Panda gets invisible. Archmage uses a Scroll of Town Portal instead. Chain Lightning bouncing around. And this could go very, very much in favor of KiWiKaKi, able to take down one of those Griffins, forcing the Scroll of Town Portal, and now needing to find a way to heal up. All right, no Witch Doctors out on the battlefield. No chance for healing wards. You can take a look at that. That is going to be a lot of healing salves to try and heal up all of these units. 55 supply compared to 61. Tauren still getting resurrected. That corpse was out there on the battlefield for quite a bit of time. Archmage does have Mass Teleport, but this is a situation where I think level 3 Brilliance Aura would have been the better call, as mana is such a big part of CrunCher's strategy so far. Getting in additional mana, making sure the sorceresses and the priest all have mana. And we're looking at, what is this, long distance mining? All right, this is long distance mining to the bottom left-hand side of the map, not going after the top one. Perhaps expecting something else. Peons now trying to make their way down. Archmage and Spellbreakers could try to make a little bit of a play here again as the Panda retreats back once more. All right, Farseer is looking for perhaps some of these peons getting caught out in open field as the Archmage and all of these units continue to battle up. There goes a quick Hex. Brewmaster, Earth, Storm, and Fire now out in play here. Stomp goes down. Cyclone finishing or picking up those the Tauren Chieftain, and now another Tauren now in a little bit of trouble. More damage coming back through the other way. Storm could cause a bit of problems, perhaps getting in a little bit more Cyclones onto some of these units. All right, there's a little bit of taunt. There goes Cyclone onto the Tauren Chieftain as well. He's up in the air again as Earth is just taunting and dishing out the damage. Water Elemental could get taken down, leaving level 5 to the Tauren Chieftain. Level 5 Tauren Chieftain could cause problems. CrunCher sitting at 60. Are we going to have 3 level 5 heroes going up against 2 level 6s? This is always one of those questions, which is better, as there is constant healing going around. Level 3 healing ward or healing wave just working out wonders. Storm coming to an end. Earth now back out onto the battlefield. Brewmaster gets off another Breath of Fire, now trying to retreat back. A lot of damage has been added back up. Spellbreakers continuing the fight here once more, as a Tauren, actually a little bit too close to all of the action, could easily get taken down. Even with Spirit Link, a Breath of Fire is going to finish it off there. Spellbreakers continuing the battle. Tauren Chieftain gets in a stomp across multiple units. Brewmaster still has mana, as the Archmage is still trying to dodge every which way. All right, Panda could line up another Breath of Fire here, and trying to get Drunken Haze Breath of Fire. It looks as though a Berserker could get blown over here in just a second. There it goes. Tauren Chieftain down to 140 hit points, able to stay alive, barely. Potion of Invulnerability transferred back over. Archmage now going after the Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter gets Breath of Fire and gets taken out at the last final hit, and there is the GG. Beautiful, beautiful game going back and forth. CrunCher getting up to level 6 on his heroes. Well, mass teleport not really making that much of a difference, but it is so tempting to always get the ultimate ability over level 3 Brilliance Aura. CrunCher able to use invisibility extremely well and effectively with that panda to get multiple breaths of fire off. No troll witch doctors, a single sentry ward, a single healing ward could have been the difference between victory and defeat, but KiWiKaKi would have needed to tech over into that branch, and he probably just didn't have the time. A lot of strong defenses there, but in the end, CrunCher comes out with the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.